James said something that was really, really good. He said, trust and believe, but also listen and don't be always ready to respond. Sometimes we listen to respond instead of listening to listen, right? And if we listen to listen, then we'll hear exactly what's being said, because we're going to miss some things if we're listening, but then we're processing so that we can hurry up and get it out and get what we got to get out. Because you gon' feel like I want you to feel if you want me to cook this spaghetti tonight. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, so good. Yeah, appreciate that, James. Or this steak or whatever we do.
So I have two comments. I'm going to just say something real quick to that. And this can go for both women and men. In any relationship, if you're vulnerable and you're exposing yourself and you're talking about something, especially feelings or emotions, and I'm guilty of it. I'm a school psychologist, so me going through what I've went through in my childhood years and even adult years has helped me with my healing process and therapy as well. Don't use what someone share with you when they're being transparent about things. Don't use information or things that have happened to attack that person in the moment that you're angry.
Ooh, thank you for sharing that. You spoke, you spoke some things. And we're getting ready to shift into another hot topic. Mm-hmm.
Good evening, everyone. Now, I'm over here on the sideline, and some of the things that the gentleman spoke about as far as believing and... Can you hear? I'm sorry. If you just trust and believe what I'm telling you, and I think it goes back to everything everybody has said up until this time, where when you're talking about relationships and you have to be mature to be in a relationship, you understand the dynamics of men and women. And if I am emotionally intelligent, I'm picking up on the vibes that you're not even admitting to. So when you say to me, believe and trust, I'm like, okay, well, for one, I believe in God first, and I see something that could, destroy us both. If I see that and I'm not allowed to say anything, I have to let you keep whatever it is, this ideal in your head. What am I supposed to do? Because it sounds like as you're dying, I'm dying too. Didn't mean to be too deep, but okay.
No, we're here to go deep. We're gonna go all
you
over.
You could have went a little deeper, because that was good, right?
Yeah.
I know a lot of my male partners, and we're really, really close. You telling them that is a sign of having to admit that something is wrong, and to yourself. And a lot of times we don't want to admit that something is wrong, especially as a family man, because then it makes us feel like a failure. We failed you as a husband. We failed the kids as a father. So in order to process through that, I don't want to deal with it right now until I have the answer that fits me to fix it, so that everything can be better, right? And I'm not saying that that's right or wrong, but in our minds, the last thing that we want to do is feel like, if we're dating you, we don't want to feel like we failed you. If we're married to you, we don't want to feel like we fail you. If we come into a situation where you have kids, we doggone sure don't want to feel like we failed you or the children, right? So it's not necessarily like we want you to see us falling, but I promise you, we heard you. We're just not ready to admit it in that moment, but we heard you. You understand what I'm saying? So women, please don't think that we're not listening to you, right? We may grab the remote or get a beer, or those are people that but we're listening to you because we know you care, but we're not ready to admit it to ourselves yet. So, because like they say, it depends on the relationship. Because some men want you to tell me. I'm not one of them men. My sister tell you, don't tell me nothing. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm being honest. But she will also tell you, I heard you. Keisha tell you too. I heard you, but in that moment, I'm trying to process it because I don't want to fail. I've never failed at anything but one thing in my life, and that took me out, right? And so I don't want to feel like a failure as a man. That's the worst thing a man can feel, is to feel like a failure.
But I think that goes back to my question. So what do you do in a situation where we're waiting on you to be ready to tell us, but when you finally come to the point where you want to discuss it, we're like, I'm already over it.
Right.
But it's still a pressing issue in the relationship, so you just need to know then you have to wait until we're ready to talk about it again. It's a waiting game.
So let me ask you a question, and this is a real question.
Okay.
How does it make, if you don't want that done to you, and you know how he is, then why would you do that to him?
I think because at a certain point you realize, okay, well, you happy and vibing, and I'm over here always upset and mad. Mm-hmm. Well, now I'm vibing and I'm cool. So,
Yeah. Which is why we're here, is how do we bridge that?
Yeah.
Go ahead and pass it, and then we're going to jump real quick, because we can, deep dive. And I know there are people.
That one last.
Right. So let's go ahead, Alexis.
I think that it goes back to what KG said too earlier. You got to know who you are, right? You know who you are, and then you know who you're in a relationship with. Mm-hmm. Those two things matters. When you know who you are and you know who you're in a relationship with, I can still at the same time go about my life, do what I want to do, have a great time, baby. When he's ready to talk, I'm here to listen.
I'm here to listen. There you go.
There's power in words. What I heard the young lady there say, and what you're saying, everybody's saying, is you have to know your mate well enough to say, hey, this relationship is worth it. You're worth it. I can wait. Know that I'm here. I'm expecting you to communicate, but I can wait. And a man that feels like that hears, okay, when I get ready, I know you there. You're going to hear me. Otherwise, the pressure is on. It becomes, yeah.
And so I guess as we move on, as men and women, the balance of that, would that be like, I know I might not be fully ready, but is there something that I can give to her? Because her emotions are also valid in that moment, and she's experiencing that to, like you said, to help her be comfortable waiting. I think that also is that is a fact. Okay.
I just want to say this one thing too. When we think about relationships, a lot of times, many of us are successful. We've done so many different things, and usually it's this plan that we put in place. And it's like, if we do this, then this is going to be the outcome. If we do that, then this is going to be the outcome. And when we get into relationships, we look for strategies to get our partner to do what we want him to do. And we have to understand, honestly, it's kind of a form of manipulation, and your spouse or your mate can a lot of times really see what you're doing, and so you got to recognize that it just won't always pan out your ways. Relationships are going to require patience. Like a whole lot of patience. And if you talk to anybody who's been in a relationship for a amount of time, they're going to tell you that's probably the biggest thing that you have to work on is selflessness, meaning you have to be able to remove yourself. If your spouse, he upset, but he ain't talking, the best thing you can do is what you can do. Continue to be there for him, talk with him, let him know, babe, I know you feeling something because I can tell because I've been with you for a long time. I'm getting your space. Or I'm not going to let up until you tell me what it is. But I'm not going to nag you to death. You know what I'm saying? Because you human and you got feelings the same way I do. And so the same respect that I would want, especially if I'm going through something deep, I need to get my thoughts together because I may say something and then I can't take it back. And then we don't have, then that's going to be a whole nother situation. And really, we think they're not thinking about our feelings, but they are. Our men are thinking about our feelings and they don't want to say something that they don't want to have to try to take back. And so a lot of times you got to give. It's just about giving. And be mature about it and relax and allow the process to happen as it's going to happen. It is not going to happen because you moved your piece here or you moved your piece there. That's manipulation.
Ooh. So there's so many layers to this relationship conversation, but we wanted to talk about things that maybe we don't normally talk about. We talk about the cute stuff and the fluffy stuff. And so we know that communication is important. We know that the financial conversation is important. We know all of that. But the thing that we are sometimes scared to talk about in public is sex. So with that, Yep, sex. We feel uncomfortable, and we know that's something, right? We can say things like it's reserved for the bedroom and whatever, and da-da-da-da. But we're having these private conversations. We're talking about these things. So with that said, in the box, we had 2 pressing questions. Are there more in there, Eric? Okay, so here, let's go ahead with these questions real quick. So the questions that we have, you read yours, then I'll read mine, and then we're going to talk about sex and intimacy. We're going to roll.
All right, so y'all ready?
So yeah, this is the Quiet Storm edition. We're going to jump in this real quick. All right. So what exactly is a pillow princess? And somebody has the mic, so we're ready. You want to comment on it?
We ready.
I would say a pillow princess is a receiver. She's not, or he's not, a giver. They a lazy lover. I'm gonna lay here. It's missionary, and it's that, or it's when you want it, I'll give you some, but I don't really want to give you some. I'm not gonna put in the effort. It's I'm gonna give it to you because you want it, but I don't want it, or I may not want it, or I may act like I don't want it, or just whatever the case may be. It's just a lazy lover.
So she's like, she's right.
Okay. Okay, so guys, they're over here looking at me like, yeah, she's right.
You're spot on.
You gotta ask me for this. You gotta ask me for that. I'm just here. I'm here to receive and I give. I'm just here.
And we not gonna work out.
At all.
That's a pillow.
It's not gonna work. No. You are right on point. No. Yeah.
If you
Go ahead.
Oh, you wanted to? Oh, she said, oh no.
I said, so as a man, you guys just walk away from that. That's not a teachable moment for the pillow princess or the starfish. No.
No, it's give and take. Like it's a two-way street. Like you're looking for something from me as I am looking something from you. So it's a two-way street. If you just gonna lay there and be pretty as I do all the work, I'm gonna give you this work one time. After that, it's a chicken
Well,
wrap.
with that, then, if it's someone who is unexperienced, so what if that person is a virgin? Then, you know what I'm saying? And that's all that person knows because they haven't really experienced anything. They haven't watched porn or anything. They haven't seen sex at all. They're just like, okay, well, you know what? We're together. You're trying to have sex. So from what I know, I just lay here. So
That's true. What if you love her, but she's not experienced? That's just not her experience. But you love her though.
And I guess in my mind, like, you know, that may be the case, right? But you ain't had no fantasy, you ain't had no desires, like you ain't imagined yourself, you know, tonguing the man down or doing a said act to him in your imagination that you could, you know, perform in real life.
Yeah, in real life.
You can pick that up. We're just going around and then.
Okay, so my comment is more so, what if, because I know a young lady like this, what if she was raised in a household where she's supposed to be prim and proper and was never taught that? In the bedroom with your man, with your mate, with your spouse, you need to be unrestrained. But she was never taught that.
Okay, so again, those are conversations. Now, it's different if it's a one night stand and you experience that, right? Like we met at the club and then we coming home, right? Or at church.
At church, what?
Mind your business, no judge. This is a no judgment zone. Then I tell everybody, this is non-judgment, no judgment.
They talking about the church, like
at church.
That's where the biggest sprints are. What do you think?
All right, okay. So we is. All right. However, comma.
I'm gonna say, where y'all think the junior choir came from?
Why do we always want to go to convention? All right, let's leave that alone. Those are conversations that you should have in that process. The first time I find out if we've been dating or we planning on moving this some kind, the first time this comes up should not be the first time we get in the bedroom, right? There are things because you should know. Everybody has limits. I don't care how freaky you are. You got a safe word, right? And so you should no judgment zone. Okay, but these are not the first times you should be hearing this, right? But it also goes back to what does that conversation look like if this is a regular thing, right? Because if it's regular and I'm not pleased, then something else is possibly going to come out of this, and it may not be in the best interest of this relationship, right? And so again, we are afraid to have sexual conversations, right? You understand what I'm saying? Like, can I be real?
That's why we're here.
Okay. No, go ahead, because I'm about to go there.
That's the reason I brought the question up,
Okay.
because this is a real situation that happened with a friend girl of mine who was raised to be prim and proper and debutante and the whole nine. But in her relationship, her parents never talked to her about being intimate with her spouse. And even though I came from a conservative household, I was the total opposite. Like, no, let me find out what's really happening. But in that conversation, initiating that conversation with her, like, it's okay. Breaking that stereotype or that mold, if you will, to help her understand that this is, first of all, it's her husband. It's her husband. And I'm like, as a wife, your job is to be his helpmate and to make sure he's taken care of in every area of his life.
And drop it like a thotty.
And if this is what he's looking for, then you might want to.
Yeah, you might want to.
Right.
I think again, it all goes back to what KG said earlier. You have to know who you are, right? And that means sexual drive, 2, 1, right? And you got to know your 80-20 rule. If sex is 80% of that rule or not. Right? Because you're wrong with yourself. You can be, for example, with a really great guy, and you think you can teach him. We think we can teach you how to love me and how to, fulfill me, right?
You could have said it.
You can be with him for a long time, thinking over time, he gonna get it. But when it comes to that point, right, before you get to marriage, are you being really honest with yourself? Because once you cross that line, I say to marriage, then you already knew before you got married, right, what it was going to be. If sex is that important to you, for me, I'm not going to get married. If I feel like I got to cheat on you, then I don't need to marry you. Because to me, sex, 80% of that rule. So I need you to fulfill that. If not, I'm going to be stepping out. So how important is that to you in that realm?
Okay. So let's reverse that, right? We got a question. Let's reverse that, right? Women get upset when you not fulfilling our needs, and then we make that comment. Well, if you not going, then I'm gonna find somebody. Oh, I might not tell you, right? No. I say I might not tell you, but but no. I'm
mean that somebody else will come in?
I'm very candid. I'm very candid. I will. You know me. I'm gonna tell you how I feel, right? But like for instance, sex in the very beginning, y'all know we all hitting it hard. Right? Like it's like the beginning is new. We knocking.
Hopefully.
You know what I'm saying? The neighbors know your name, right? Or you should be. You understand what I'm saying? But then, I guess my question is gonna be posed, like, cause I like, why do all of a sudden y'all get so tired and it's all of a sudden like, oh, I'm sleepy, I got a headache, I don't want to do this today, or my baby toe hurt today. You know what I'm saying? But why does that transition happen, right?
It may be because the man is missing things on the other side. So they may be doing these things right and have the urge, but if I'm sitting here picking up the kids every day, and we're doing homework, and by the time you get home, the house is shut down, you ready to eat with your plate made, it's a little bit difficult. But I can tell you on the flip side, you give them a Tylenol before they can cause that pain. They say that pain like, hey, I already gave you that Tylenol, so you ain't hurting right now. Now it's time. Go on and clean the house, give them the pain meds, and you don't have no excuses.
Pass the mic to the back there. Okay. Why? Sis is tired. Charles said, who? No, not me. Yeah.
So you said, why does it become like that? I think because it becomes routine. And so just like men, like you don't want it to be routine. Well, men and women, spontaneity is key. In anything, anything that becomes routine becomes boring. And so, no, you might not be able to do all the stuff you did when you first met, when it was fresh and new, and you was pulling out ideas that you had never done before. Mm-hmm. But sometimes you need to go back and revisit that stuff.
Going to classes, everything.
Going to class, take a little class, learn a new skill. That's all I'm saying. And I'm talking to us ladies, because we get tired. We have a lot of responsibilities, but that's also one of our, for lack of a better word, responsibility, to see to it. I want you to come home. I want you to be thinking about me on your way home. Like, let me see, she might have cooked, she made some spaghetti, but let me see what this pasta sauce gonna do after the kids go to sleep. I'm just saying, you have to be intentional about keeping it fresh. And I think a lot of times in relationships, we get very complacent and comfortable, and then that seeps over into our intimacy, and then we become roommates, friends, which I don't want to live with my roommate. I'm trying to live with my spouse. That's why I went through all of this and said I do, so we can keep doing.
That's good. Okay. So another question that someone threw in the box. Men, since y'all spend a lot of time on top and holding the woman up, do y'all get tired?
No.
That's about your physical conditioning. Hello?
No,
Oh.
No.
Oh, okay. Well, matter
I'm
of
saying
fact,
no.
no.
And the reason why I'm saying
say
no
that.
is because, like, yeah, I'm holding you up, but I also know when my arms and my shoulders get tired and weak, that you are going to reciprocate and hold me up just as well. So that's why.
Unless she a pillow princess.
No.
Honey, then no, she not.
That part, but it's the pendulum is always going to swing back and it's going to swing forth. And let's just keep it a buck. I mean, you all are the end all be all. We wouldn't be who we are or be as successful with whatever we have going on if it wasn't for y'all. Y'all are the master manifestors. I mean, you're women. Like, I've always thought that y'all were the most powerful beings on the planet. I mean, you literally are goddesses. I mean, you create thoughts, you create ideas, you create life.
Amen. Thank you.
Like, come on. Like, so it's like, what are we doing? So, like, all of these years of this patriarchal structure and everything, like, to me personally, is stupid. Like, when are we going to tap back into that divine feminine and let the women hold it up like y'all always have been? So, no, I don't get tired holding y'all up because I know in turn that y'all going to hold me up just the same.
Also in the bedroom.
Also,
okay. Just checking, because that was
in the bedroom
good.
as well.
So I have a question on the other side. What if your woman is outside of the house, like the boss, the one that has to lead at work, the one who has to, hold everybody up at work? You expect her to come home to hold you up too? I mean, do you not feel as if, okay, you're doing all this outside of the home, so let you be pillow princess, as y'all say? Because I'm just trying to bring it back the other way. Like, if you have a woman who is like a supervisor, manager, boss, whatever, outside of the home, is it okay for her to then be a pillow princess?
So we understand that women get tired, right? We do. It's not like that, right? I personally believe, I look at my dad, right? That's my example, right? My mother sometimes would come home and she would be drop dead tired, but my dad recognized it. And so when he recognized it, right, and I'm not saying he was like always let me pay attention to what was going on, but when he saw there was a need, he stepped up and he met that need, right? So my mother, we didn't have cell phones back in the day, so you didn't find out stuff until when? Till you got in the home. Yeah. So when my mother walked home and she kicked off her shoes and the first thing she did was lay down in the bed, my dad then got up and said, go clean your room, go take a bath, I'm gonna do the cleaning, I'm gonna mop the floor. And my mother was able to rest. In turn, what did she do? She appreciated. And she'd get up, she'd be like, oh, nah, Ray, I got it. And he'd be like, nah, baby, go back, go, you know what I'm saying? But what we fail to realize, and this is just the truth of the matter, and I'm an educator, so I'm telling you this from being there firsthand. A lot of our black boys do not know what it's like to take care of that because they don't have examples, right? And so we want to say, or we want to condemn them, or say, oh, well, you should know better. No, that's not the case, because there's literally nobody there to show them and train them, right? And then we get mothers where a man will want to come in and try that. Well, don't be telling my son what to do. It's not that we're trying to tell your son what to do, but we're trying to provide that example. So then you put that barrier up, which still leaves them with that nobody to teach them what to do, right? And so don't get me wrong. There are great mothers out there who are raising single boys, right? Who are raising boys. But it is nothing like a man teaching a boy how to be a man, right? And so we have to take responsibility for that. I'm a prime example. I've had a group of boys since they were 11. I think they were 11. My step team. Yeah. None of them had daddies. So you know who the daddy was? It was me. I got my own kids, right? So who showed them how to put on a condom? Who showed them how to open a door for a lady? You understand what I'm saying? Who said, man, your mama up here picking you up at 7 o'clock and paying all this money. Your ass better go home and do them dishes. She better not call me back and say nothing, right? And so as you see them graduating, have graduated and now going to college, I see the men that they have grown up to be. But somebody had to step up and take that responsibility to show them, because otherwise they'd be lost. We're talking about 12 boys out of a school of 1,200 kids, right? But now that's 12 less boys who know how to treat a woman, who knows how to understand when, things are going wrong. They even started, girl, you look tired. Let me carry that backpack. And I'd be like, boy, you trying to get points, right? And they'd be like, no, Jenkins, no, she tired. You told me. You understand you understand what I'm saying? And so we have to realize it's not the fact that they don't want to, or men don't want to. Some men just don't know. Now on the flip side of that, I feel like you should want to learn. You shouldn't always, as a man, you shouldn't always use that as an excuse. You understand what I'm saying? But a lot of men just don't know, right? And it's not to take away from the man as a race or the man as a whole, right? But I'm living it. I live it day to day, watching these black boys not knowing how to do nothing but pick up a video game or go to Twitter and watch porn. They think that that's what being a man is. Somebody has to make that difference.
That's good. And as we get to the knowing and the whole we're growing together, what do you do? How do you get to the point? So you're talking about you're doing something and you're giving back to young men. So where we are with men, like in our age group, what can you all do as men? Because I feel like there's nothing that we can do. We've said as women, we've spoken and we've expressed ourselves. But what do you think that men can do, like on y'all's side, to bring each other together, to have, maybe it's a conversation, like what do you do to hold each other accountable so that conversation no longer is, well, I just didn't know.
You just said it right there. As a friend, you should not allow your homeboy to continue to go down that path. You understand what I'm saying? I have fraternity brothers. We have those conversations. Nigga, you got a good ass woman. What the is wrong with you. You understand what I'm saying? My best friend, I tell him all the time, bro, you tripping. That's not right. And he grew up with a daddy. You understand what I'm saying? But he still does some things that I be like, bro, that's a lot. But on the same token, they have those same conversations with me as well. Okay. Bro, you tripping. You understand what I'm saying? Bro, you need to stop. When you have that bond with somebody, you can't be afraid to have those tough conversations, because that's the meaning of friendship. Right. You understand what I'm saying? If you can't tell me that I'm doing wrong as your partner, then bro, we not friends. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? If you gonna be mad at me a week because I told you something that's going to improve you as a man, we not friends. You understand what I'm saying? I don't want people in my life as a partner that cannot bless me in the way that I'm going to bless you, pour into me the way that I want to pour into you. You can't be afraid of saying that to what you call somebody your friend. If men would have more of these type conversations and not feel like they're being attacked, or it makes you less of a man to be able to talk to me like that, this race of men.
I love how your voice got deep.
It did it?
How you got
so I'm just saying.
As you was manning up.
Yeah, because it's hurtful, right? It's hurtful as a black man to see black men to continue to say that it's okay to be this way. It's not okay.
Okay. Kris, go ahead. Let's hear from Kris real quick. And then you're going to
piggyback off of what he said, I think men have to be comfortable to step outside of that comfort zone to get friends who are telling them that. If you're still hanging around your same crew that you grew up with and y'all all doing the same thing.
Never.
And then you don't have someone that has moved past that level, then you're going to keep doing the same thing. Because you don't have somebody that has seen that other side or that knows a little bit more than what you're used to seeing.
But that's called validation. You understand what I'm saying? Men hang with men who want to validate them, right? And so if you know who you are, I don't need you to validate me. I'm going to validate myself. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I know how to look in the... She'll tell me all the time, man, you get on my nerves. Every time you pass a mirror, you want to look. I like the way I look. If nobody else don't like the way I look, I'm going to like the way I look. I don't care what you think about me. I don't need your validation. But people with low self-esteem require validation. So I surround myself with people who going to make me feel the way I want to feel versus surrounding myself with people who are going to help me in the areas that I need help.
So since we're talking about relationships and things on another one, pictures.
Oh, hold on. That's a whole nother conversation. But
so see her at the table.
see me at my table. But I do know somebody that does.
Your inner divine feminine.
I do have several people and photographers that. I do have somebody that does.
Okay, so we think that you want to see us in these beautiful, sexy lingerie outfits, but your perception was something completely different. What is it that you guys want to actually see in these pictures?
All of it. All of it. So you with it.
Yeah,
it's a show, right?
All of it.
It's a production. It's a production. You done paid this money for this photographer. You got 3-4 looks.
Cause see, I'm not a
Give me
fan of
3-4
lingerie.
looks. So we want it all. I want you in your sexy lingerie. Show me that. And then I want to see it with the bottom off, and then you take it all off, and then it's a dance. You ease into where you busting it wide open and tell them to bring it back.
So do not put on no lingerie for me, because that's too much. We trying to take it off. Let's get straight to it. Be ready. That's time.
But sometimes you gotta understand,
no, I'm talking about for me.
They like, I know you're talking about you. But for the women, sometimes they like a dance.
Well, go. So y'all. So you said we like to dance. So you're saying y'all don't like to dance?
No, I like to dance too. But they
talk about the sensual dance.
Just the whole, the everything. You coming over, and she answering the door in the lingerie, opening up the robe. We got the music going. It's the.
I don't want all that.
Tell us how you really feel.
You got the music and all of that, and I'm seducing you with my tongue, and there's other exchanges, and then just the whole.
The flavor of the month, right? Right.
Just the whole dance, the whole. the performance, the
I just need you
production.
to-
Okay,
Trench coat.
Quiet Storm.
Just a trench coat. That's all I need.
I love the. Yes.
Dr. Ruth has a question. Come on, Dr. Ruth.
Yes. That's good. Okay.
So, you know, like he said, if I want to see you naked and then you ignore that request and you have on your lingerie, you've already violated his request.
No. So let me be clear. I didn't say I don't have a problem with it.
But
If
you would prefer.
I prefer for you to just to be, because I'm ready to. Yeah. I want to see you like the Lord brought you into the world, naked. But listen, but lingerie is not a problem because I do find some of it very attractive, right? I do find some of it very sexy. But I'm a guy. I'm just being honest. I want if we doing what we doing, and you open the door in a trench coat and you open it up. I'm good with the music. I'm good with the foreplay and all that. But I don't want to have to take all that extra off. I just want to be able to do what we do. You understand what I'm saying? Fondle, play, have a little foreplay, and move on. Yeah, just yeah. You can put your pasty on. I take your pasty off or something.
So less is more.
Less is more for me.
Right.
For me, yeah. That's me.
Yeah, if I hear you clearly, less can be
But that's
more
just
in
me.
those situations.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
The way is lingerie is more for us, I guess. And then for the men, you guys prefer something different. Unless you're in a sensual mode.
Because he like,
I don't mind you having it on, and I'm seeing the show because I know how I'm gonna take it off. You know what I mean?
So everybody's different.
You're a storyteller,
having
so
the
I can-
conversation is pretty much on what you like.
Yeah, and depending on the mood. Now,
and vice versa though, right? And vice versa.
Now if I'm feeling a bit animalistic that day and I just want to go right to it, then boom, I'm gonna go right to it. But
intimacy is very important. I don't want
you gotta finesse the situation.
Intimacy, right? Yeah, I'm just not concerned about the show that you're putting on, right? Because he's a radio guy. I'm a teacher. Get to the point.
But you'll ever have that etched in your memory.
But
though.
all women don't want a wham bam and we done.
Correct.
Like they want to feel appreciated. They want to feel sexy. They want to feel wanted. They want that. And I'm going to make sure that you get that.
Okay. There you go. Okay, question, and then we can do our swag.
It's on.
Okay, the mic is on. So this question is for the men. Does it matter to you guys if a woman has her headscarf on during intimacy or not?
It matters. It matters. It matters. It does. It matters.
It does.
So you're saying, wait. Hold on just a second. So you're saying, both of y'all said it matters. You said it matters. But if she had it on, would it stop anything?
For a woman, it shouldn't matter to you. Thank you.
Because
My opinion. But no, let me say this. It used to matter. That wore them. When they get with somebody that don't wear one, believe me, they would rather have one that don't wear one.
So you just told us to wear one.
I did.
So go ahead, see.
If I'm coming over and you're expecting me and it's that like you better not have that damn thing on. Now, to your point. Now, if we sleeping and we wake up in the morning and we doing a little morning, a little morning jump off, then that's different. Then I don't care. But if you are expecting me to come over, or I come over and you're already in the bed and you got that on, knowing what time it is, take that shit off.
Take it off. Okay, so the wine is whining, and I'm glad that everybody is having a good time.
I have a question. I have a question. If that natural state is like Miss Shulie, my hair ain't flowing, so what you gonna pat my
Because
head?
I'm gonna be able to.
I mean, you
do
gonna
this.
grip it, or
I'm sorry.
Whoa,
what you gonna do?
I thought I was like, yo.
You did not invite me to Netflix and chill.
I need to know.
Well, the wine is whining. It's whining.
I need to know. We need to
you
know.
know everybody already put us together
if
anyway.
It's not flowing.
Yeah.
You use the term flowing, but if it's not flowing, if it's kinky.
But that's still her. But that's
what we
her
doing?
natural beauty.
What we
That's in
doing?
her nature, though, right? If your hair is natural and that's the state that you're in, that's the state that I would like for you to be in, right?
Okay.
Now,
Just making sure.
Okay, good. You mean you're okay whatever my natural state is. That is
as
good.
long as it don't have no hair come up.
Oh.
Okay, good.
Another thing. So when we're in our natural state, and we wear wigs, we wear weaves. So if I just come home and I slide this wig back, is that a turn off? But no, it shouldn't be if you know my natural state. It should not be, because I'm gonna be like, ooh, this hot.
Picture yourself sliding your wig off in front of yourself.
I be feeling like a bitch. Like when I slide it back, this me.
This wine is really whining.
The wine is whining.
The wine is really whining.
Okay, this is good. So as I said before, the wine is whining, and we're gonna stick to our time frame here and make sure I'm good. So thank you all so much for coming. Yay! This was Winesgiving 3, and it was giving. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much, KG, for the Quiet Storm, for your Moscato. It was delicious. So good. The conversation, yes. And to my partner in conversation over here, 2 partners in conversation. I love it. I receive it. We calling them in abundance. LeBrandan Jenkins, LB, thank you so much. We got you up here. Yes. See Heather Renee if you want custom leather. See Dr. India Gray if you would love dental services. See Alexis, the more unique sisters. I say more unique. More sisters and more. More unique is the dermatologist. Yeah. See the Moore sisters if you want to get that good old Smoothie King and the health vibe in. And then, of course, we're going to see KG for the wine. And then see me at the Speech and Voice Care Center of Houston if you want to heal, love, and unleash your voice. We got all the people in the room. See Amy if you want the custom jewelry. And so if you have a business or anything like that, definitely let us know. We love this opportunity. Hopefully you met somebody that you connected with here at Winesgiving. Hopefully you've enjoyed the conversation, you've enjoyed the wine, and you've enjoyed the experience. We thank you so much for attending, and we look forward to seeing you next year.